Thank you guys for tuning into the channel today. Finally have our unveiling of the SCX10.2 kits that me and my friend George built. I know this video has been a long time coming. Or we start this back in November?
I think so.
And around the holidays, probably not the greatest time to start a kit. It's a busy time of year, and but 2 months into this year, and we're finally done. I think we've had them done for a few weeks, but it's kind of hard to make a plan, get together, and that kind of thing. But yeah, throw some comments down below. What do you guys like? What you don't like? And who wants to go first?
I'll do it.
You want to go first? Go ahead.
All right, I decided to go a little old school here. Rustic looking, some patina here on the old Toyota body. I use the salt method to do this. You just kind of wet the body down and sprinkle some salt where you want your rust to be. Spray your base coat. Before I sprayed the base coat, I kind of sprayed that yellowish rust stained color there, and then I sprayed my base coat. I actually wanted this to be a little more silvery than blue. I was going to try to get just like a light tint of blue and the silver, but I went a little wild with the blue. But I like this, how it turned out. It still looks very 80s-ish in color. But after you spray the base coat, you go through and scrape off all the salt and spray a rust color behind that. And you have a nice patina effect here. This is my first time trying this effect, and I was pretty happy with it. I think it could be a little better, and I learned some things for my next attempt at it. But yeah, after it all was all said and done, I left the overspray film on the windshield and the windows, and I just covered the outside of the body with a matte clear coat to give it that dull paint instead of a glossy rust effect. But I think it turned out pretty well. I drove it around a little bit. I've not really done nothing too crazy with it yet, but hopefully as it warms up and we can get out on the trail, we'll see what this thing can do.
And we'll take a closer look up at his paint job. It's really awesome. He has some really cool paint jobs that he does on other vehicles. They're pretty fun. He's painted a couple for me, so he's getting pretty good at it. All right, you ready to see this thing?
Let's see it.
You guys, check this out. I know I've done a few kind of update build videos, but kind of went for this J Concepts creep body. I do have some headlights in the front. Maybe we'll show you guys later as in like a top-down view. All this is like custom aluminum rails here. The bed is like a giant piece of thicker Lexan covered with stained popsicle sticks. Always wanted to do a flatbed and an RC crawler, which requires these cantilever shocks that lay down flat. You guys have probably seen that in earlier videos if you've been following the channel. But yeah, I think he went with what size wheels and tires were those?
It's 1.9 wheels, and the tires are 3.93.
So pretty much 4 inches. Mine are a hair bigger. I think these are 4.2s or close to it, 4.19 or whatever it is. But I really like the scale. I like those smaller tires. I think they would look good on this too.
Yeah,
turned out good. I kind of ordered this stuff here off Amazon, and kind of unintentionally it kind of fit really good on the flatbed that I built. But we'll probably do a top-down view. I got to plug it in and show you the headlights that I put in. That's kind of a cheap mod that you can do, and then I did talk about it a little bit. And I got a little light bar up front that I had laying around. And a lot of this stuff I just had laying around, just made it work. That's part of the fun of building an RC crawler, is especially a custom one from scratch. You know, a lot of times something don't work, you'll have to change something or make your own part, or you got to be a little bit creative and engineer something that'll work for you. But yeah, maybe we'll get a top-down view and talk through that a little bit, get some good pictures. George has some good pictures of him doing this patina, maybe try to throw those in the video. And then hopefully like you said, next warm day or warm weekend. We got racing next weekend.
Yep.
So
Yep.
probably won't be next weekend. Maybe week after, or soon after that, we'll get out on the trail and get some running video for you guys. Test out these cantilever shocks. Never had them before, but let's do some top down.
All right, here's our top down look. You can see we're the roof turned out really good. Only place that I feel like it kind of messed up a little bit was some of the salt blew off around in here when I was painting just that stained color down here. But the method of getting the salt to stick, do not try to force dry it. It does not want to stick as good when you try to force dry it. So if you want to try this, just you know, spray your body down with water, sprinkle the salt, and then just let it dry. Let it take its own time to dry. I sat it in front of a heater, and a lot of the salt blew off when I was trying to spray that first color there. So I went back, I did it again, and
how did you make it look like it was running? Like, that looks cool.
That was just with that
lighter color.
Yeah, that lighter color. It's kind of a yellow colorish. I can't remember exactly the name of the color, but I just one layer. That was the first thing I did. Is I kind of knew where I wanted my rust to be, and I looked at some old pictures of these types of trucks and where the rust tended to happen on them, and where the rust streaks. So, you know, we've got to come down off the door handles and off the corners of the windows there. I do think I'm going to go back and add a little bit of rust paint color here, where I needed to add a little bit of clearance for these tires. So I figured I would just kind of cut it and chew it up a little bit, make it look like it rusted away. But some of that salt didn't want to get right there on the edge. So I'll probably just go through and take a little paintbrush or something and just kind of make that rough edge look like it's rusted. But underneath, you got a stock SCX10.2 in all its glory. Got just a shorty 2S pack in there with the Hobbywing Fusion motor. Nothing too crazy in there, but should get the job done. And like I said, I was looking for a scale look here, so I'm not expecting it to do anything competition worthy, unless it's a scale competition. So
this is a plastic.
Yeah, that is an Endura off of Amazon. It's not exactly made for this.
It looks good,
but it lined up enough and it works. I've got these were a little too far out for it to connect to the top, but I've got 3 across here and a couple down here, but it should hold on there fine.
I like that it's plastic. It wouldn't be too heavy.
Yeah,
up top. Yeah. Mine's gonna be heavy.
But yeah, I'm kind of up in there about getting a spare tire and throwing back there, but I would like to get some scale accessories and put on that bed. Just kind of tie it all together. But other than that, she's ready to get on the trail. And I did some chrome. I got a chrome pin, and I did the door handles and around the window trim and stuff with it. So that helped to bring it together as well. Just add that little bit of scale touch to it. But yeah, she's ready for the trail, and hopefully we'll get that for you soon.
Looks good. Thank you. All right, here's looking at this build top down. Kind of give you a more close-up of the aluminum rail bed that I made there. That's just some aluminum angle iron I picked up from Tractor Supply. You could probably find that at different hardware stores. This was a different piece. Same thing, just picked it up at Tractor Supply. And this piece I actually cut the side of the angled aluminum iron off to make it a little bit smaller. That way I think it turned out good. And that is connected. Can't really see. There's 2 screws that pretty much screw right into the bed right there and there. And that's all that's holding it. Hopefully it will be rigid enough. And as you can see, here's those cantilever shocks. And it looks like they're bottoming out, but they're really not. If you can see that on the camera, they are stopping with a piston going all the way up. So that's what's cool about those cantilevers. I was able to do my flatbed the way I wanted it. And you kind of see in there the stained wood bed. I may not take that all the way apart, but it goes all the way across the truck. I really like how that turned out. And like I said, these scale accessories, the net and all that, it just kind of worked out. I don't know, I wasn't really planning on it, but I ordered them maybe thinking that I'd put some of the scale accessories in the bed, and wound up putting all of them. I think it comes with like a wooden crate in that kit as well, but I'm probably not going to run that. Taking the body off. It's hard to tell on the camera. I try to do a little bit of patina, but I don't know. Can you see it in person, George? Just a little bit.
Yeah, a little discoloration there. Like faded paint around some edges.
Nothing crazy. But we'll set this to the side. Need to clean up my wiring a little bit and maybe find a permanent spot to attach these. One thing I do need to do, you had put your receiver in a waterproof box. I need to waterproof my receiver because I'm not planning on running a waterproof box, but hey, maybe future video we'll go through how to do that. I've already got this plugged into a little 2S battery. I'm gonna let y'all check out the lights, and I got a light bar up front. And what I did here was these headlights here are actually off the top of an SCX10.2 deadbolt. I just cut those off. That way I would have some light buckets. And then I cut holes in my body and used some E6000 or shoe goo. I can't remember which one I used. Set those in there and shoe gooed them down. These 2 pieces right here are, they just come with like your cheap stock Amazon light kits that you buy, or LED lights. And I got those wired in. Got a whole bunch of wires here. This light set did come with some tail lights. Might incorporate that later. I don't know. Right now I just have headlights. And this running light bar up here. Let me put this back on. Putting the body on is a little finicky. You got to get in between the bed and in that little screw there. But that's what kind of holds it in the back, and it does a good job. I forgot to turn it on. Let's do that. But here's looking at it from the front. I think it turned out really good. That light bar there,
yeah, I like
is
that.
really, really bright.
I like that light bar.
And it's probably brighter than the headlights, but
yeah, for sure.
But I don't know. It'd be cool. Maybe starts getting dusk or dawn. You know, it'd look good lit up crawling through the woods. But yeah, I think it turned out really good. And everything else is pretty much stock. I know that we have the same Hobbywing Fusion motor and ESC combo. But we'll try to give you some close-up pictures, maybe do a little slide-by video there. And if you guys have any questions on how we did any of this stuff that, you know, we forgot to explain in the video, throw something in the comments below.